Nigerian citizens are protesting the fact that America want to move their base from Niger to Nigeria. Listen to what the politician is saying. Is it false? Is it true? Let's dive into it.
Tell you that the federal government of Nigeria has neither received any request to set up a military base or is even contemplating setting up one. Um, I don't know where it's coming from. We think that this is not factual, this is misleading, and this is not patriotic. We feel that people should say what is right for our country. The federal government of Nigeria is not in any way contemplating or inviting any foreign national to set up a base. But of course, you know that we have collaboration and cooperation with foreign countries to fight insecurity in this country, and we continue to do that. But no such military base is in contemplation by the Nigerian government.
Following closely recent transformations in the world geopolitical order, in particular, the transformations in West Africa with 4 countries organizing coup d'etat against democratic regimes, 3 of them changing their strategic partner relations from the West, US and France, to Russia, and the entry of the Russian military into the zone. Clearly, the hegemons that are the United States and France that have held sway in this region since colonial times are extremely upset. But not only are they extremely upset, they urgently need new places to redeploy troops that have been sent out of those countries. Just from Niger alone, you are talking of 1,500 French troops and 1,100 troops from the US. You are talking about the biggest zone station that the United States owns in the entire world was in Agadez in Niger, and now they've been told to pack up. This they use for the surveillance of the entire Sahel North African zone right up to the Middle East. So it's a major strategic blow that has happened to the Americans, and their immediate issue is to relocate these bases, these forces, and this equipment within the region. Of course, they've moved some of their forces to Chad, but they found Chad to be too far to the east as far as much of the central Sahel is concerned. And Nigeria, for them, is a strategic location, which has a 1,600-kilometer border with Niger Republic, and is close to the other Sahelian countries. So this is the open source that we all know. But I think in addition to this open source, there have been indications of these discussions with the Gulf of Guinea countries. The current edition of Jeune Afrique, for example, has a detailed report about the agreements being negotiated between the United States and Cote d'Ivoire. 2 weeks ago, we got the reports from the Ghanaian parliament about the memo sent by the Ghanaian president about a base. And we also know that Nigeria has been approached by both countries on this matter. So there is clear evidence that these are the transformations happening in the world, at the world level, and that there are ongoing discussions, and Nigeria is a key target for them because of its strategic location in the region. In Nigeria itself, there has been a very high level of terrorism and violence ongoing in the Northeast, in the Northwest, in the North Central, and other parts of the country. We do know we've had a very difficult relationship in the last few months between us and some of our northern neighbors, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso in particular. The third thing we know is that these 3 countries, when they sent the Westerners packing, have set up new deals with Russia. And Russian advisors and trainers are coming into their country. Now, when we leave our traditional foreign policy position, which since 1962 has been non-alignment. Nigeria since 1962 has always argued we are neither in the West nor in the East. We will pursue our national interest and we will relate with all the parties. That has been Nigeria's position. But from the moment you accept a foreign military base, you are no longer non-aligned. You are directly in one camp. So we are setting ourselves up for a battle with 1,600-kilometer border with Niger and Russian soldiers in Niger. Why are we bringing the Americans to fight a war that's not our war, but their own war? But I think there is a much larger issue of concern for some of us, which is that Nigerians are very proud of their sovereignty. We've always looked down at the Francophones, at countries who are controlled by their old colonial masters, and we've been proud of our own history. Well, we never allowed the United Kingdom to do that to us. Is it now, after 60 years of independence, that we'll now lose some of our sovereignty to a foreign power that's bringing nothing in return? Let me emphasize some of the recent knowledge we have acquired over this matter. When Niger asked the Americans to leave, they released the secret agreement between the United States and Niger. And in that agreement, it is stated in black and white, none of the foreign military boots coming to the ground would report to the Nigerian government, will be known to the Nigerian government. They will be taken straight from the airport to the base. All the equipment that are brought in cannot be inspected by the Nigerian government. No Nigerian government or military official is allowed to visit any of these bases to find out what they're doing. Therefore, they are giving these hundreds of soldiers they are bringing in and the base they are carving out total diplomatic status and protection from our laws. So we've seen in recent times in Japan, it's been an ongoing issue. An American soldier from the base goes out in a town, kills a woman, commits crimes, and the Japanese government has no right to prosecute. It has happened even recently in the United Kingdom when a woman from one of the bases hit and killed a cyclist. The British wanted to take the matter to court. The Americans said, "You've signed a deal with us. Your law does not apply to our personnel. We can do whatever we want and get away with it because we have this agreement."